It's just a tiny speck, a faint dot hidden in two old satellite images taken 23 years apart. And yet, this inconspicuous object could represent nothing less than the greatest astronomical discovery of our time. Because if the dot turns out to be what experts suspect, then we will finally have found the long-sought Planet 9. But why do researchers believe that an undiscovered planet is orbiting out there? Why haven't we been able to detect the celestial body until now? And more importantly, why does it now appear that Planet 9 is in the wrong place? Stay tuned until the end and join us as we get to the bottom of these exciting questions. To understand what all the excitement about Planet 9 is about, we first need to take a little detour to the remote Kuiper belt. After Dutch astronomer Jan Hendrik Oort postulated the Oort cloud, a shell-shaped zone at the edge of the solar system that serves as a home of long-period comets, Gerard Kuiper provided the source of their short-period counterparts with the Kuiper belt. In detail, it's a ring-shaped structure of icy debris located just outside the orbits of Neptune and Pluto, home to comets, frosty chunks, and dwarf planets. But that's not all. For some time now, the Kuiper belt has also been suspected of hiding something literally bigger, namely, a full-grown planet that has successfully managed to evade our curious gaze. But how is that even possible? Can it really be that we have simply overlooked a member of our planetary system until now? Well, actually, yes. The planetary phantom is said to be so far away from us that it is invisible even to the most powerful telescopes of our time. And where the object of desire cannot be directly examined, other avenues must be explored to uncover the mystery. And if anyone knows how to rewrite the maps of space, it's American astronomer Michael Brown. In fact, Brown has been searching for unknown worlds at the edge of the solar system for quite some time. He named the largest one he has found so far, Eris, and his discovery of the dwarf planet played a major role in the removal of Pluto from the list of planets in 2006. Incidentally, Brown was well aware of the significance of his find, which is why he has been known as the Pluto Killer on X, formerly Twitter, ever since. However, 2006 was not only the year Pluto was demoted, it was also the year in which the discovery of so-called distant detached objects set an even bigger astronomical ball rolling. In fact, the object discovered by Brown laid the foundation for a research study that came to a groundbreaking conclusion. Yes, in the remote world of the Kuiper belt, a completely unknown planet could actually be orbiting. What speaks for the existence of Planet 9? Together with his colleague Konstantin Batygin, Brown investigated the question of what was behind the strange orbits of these objects. Follow-up investigations had shown in detail that 6 of them follow an elliptical orbit pointing in the same direction, which seemed all the more confusing given that the objects actually travel at different speeds and their orbits are not the same size. No less striking were the collective orbital inclinations. The orbits of all 6 celestial bodies deviate by about 30 degrees from the orbital plane of the other planets and objects in the solar system. For the self-proclaimed Pluto killer, it was immediately clear that this could not be a coincidence. He estimated the probability of this happening at just 0.007%. And yet, initially, it was not the ominous Planet 9 that was blamed for the strange goings-on in the Kuiper belt. At first, astronomers suggested that the gravitational pull of several objects, such as a group of dwarf planets, was responsible. However, this assumption was quickly dismissed in subsequent model calculations for the simple reason that the Kuiper belt would have to be 100 times more massive than it actually is. Consequently, it was necessary to approach the mystery from a different angle. And after several simulations, Brown and Batygin came to the remarkable conclusion that all the observed anomalies could be explained by the existence of a planet roughly the size of Neptune. For this to be the case, its orbit would have to be shifted by 180 degrees relative to the other planets and Kuiper belt objects. And indeed, experts subsequently found that more and more observations were consistent with the suspected influence of such a Planet 9. This explained the special orbits of the trans-Neptunian object Sedna and another large celestial body. But if Planet 9 really exists, the question naturally arises, what does it look like, and where exactly is it located? Well, astronomers' calculations have shown that it weighs about 10 Earth masses and orbits the Sun at a distance of around 400 to 500 astronomical units, AU. And just to remind you, A single AU is equivalent to the average distance between the Earth and the Sun, about 150 million kilometers. While our earthly home takes 365 days to orbit our host star, Planet 9 is estimated to take up to 20,000 years. Due to its distant orbit, the celestial body is therefore out of reach of our normal telescopes most of the time. Added to this is the fact that Planet 9 is very likely to be extremely faint. Model calculations by a team at the University of Bern have shown that its intrinsic luminosity is only about 0.006. Neptune, for comparison, has a value of 0.01. Furthermore, the little radiation emitted by Planet 9 could mainly be in the infrared range. As a result, its temperature would have to be around 47 Kelvin, or minus 226 degrees Celsius, making it only about 37 degrees warmer than its cosmic environment. All in all, it can be said that the starting point for the search for Planet 9 is, to put it mildly, complicated. But does this mean that we will never be able to find it? Well, not necessarily. Even if a celestial body is currently very far away from the Sun, it could be identified with the help of powerful telescopes such as the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, set to begin operations on September 18th. But possibly, and this is the exciting part, Planet the 9th of May already have been captured in older images. A team from National Tsinghua University in Taiwan recently found a hot candidate for Planet 9 using old satellite images. More specifically, the experts examined data from the IRAS infrared satellite, launched in 1983, and the Akari infrared satellite, launched in 2006. The scientists focused on objects that appeared in the IRAS data and seemed to have moved when Akari scanned the sky. The aim was to identify a structure that moves slowly, a typical characteristic of a distant planet. While the corresponding research results are set to be published in publications of the Astronomical Society of Australia, the researchers actually discovered an object that fits the characteristics of Planet 9. Their careful search led them to a tiny dot in the infrared data, one that appeared in the IRAS image from 1983 and reappeared 23 years later at a distance of 47.4 arc-minutes in the Akari images. The bottom line? The structure does not match any other known object and appears to have moved just enough to be an unknown planet. Terry Lovejoy, who led the study, knows exactly what that would mean, stating, "If this candidate is real, it will change what we already know about our own home, the solar system. One of the missing pieces of the solar system will be revealed, and we will have to rewrite its history." If confirmed, Planet 9 would be even bigger than Neptune and around 700 times farther from the Sun than Earth. At the same time, however, experts are well aware that simply identifying a moving object is not enough to confirm the existence of a new planet. The data will first have to be verified by powerful telescopes. But what does Pluto killer Michael Brown think about this sensational announcement? After all, he was instrumental in getting experts to look for an unknown planet in the first place. Well, it may come as a surprise, but Brown is not jumping for joy at his colleagues' work. Instead, he expresses great skepticism. He says, "The paper is a well-done analysis, but it lacks one thing I would have liked to see, a discussion of the probability that the discoveries are simply noise or an astrophysical disturbance that happened to be closely spaced over a period of 23 years. Here's why Brown is so cautious. If this really is Planet 9, it would be in the wrong place. More precisely, the celestial body would then be far beyond the orbit postulated by Brown and Battigan. But that's not all. The object found could actually spell the end of Planet 9. Brown states, if this candidate is real, it is not Planet 9. In fact, it would disprove the existence of Planet 9. It would have gravitational effects, but not the ones we think we have seen. If the planet is real, we were wrong about gravity, and accordingly about the existence of Planet 9. An important point that is often overlooked, Brown explains, is that we did not predict a planet somewhere beyond Neptune in general. We made a specific prediction based on the gravitational signatures of a planet. Despite all this, Brown remains calm and is placing all his hopes in the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. According to him, it will reveal the truth, either providing further evidence for Planet 9 or even landing a planetary bullseye that will be immortalized in the annals of astronomical research. And if you hit the right button, we'll be forever immortalized in your subscription feed. Just click the thumbs up and subscribe to never miss a new video from us again. We'll see you soon.